We now know when House Republicans are going to push through and probably pass President Trump's big, beautiful bill. So get your wooden spoon and your coffee because we're going to be awake all night. And yes, I'm going to do a little math for you in a second. So the Republican plan to pass this bill is to start the process about 1 a.m. Eastern. Then they're going to start debate between 2:15 or 2:30 Eastern. Then they're going to debate for 2 hours and then go through the procedural votes and have final passage of this bill somewhere between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. Eastern. So basically they're going to do this overnight. This comes, of course, after the House Rules Committee met for about 20 hours to debate this bill. That meeting also started at 1 o'clock in the morning and then ran all day long. That hearing included hundreds of witnesses and more than 500 amendments. None of the Democratic amendments were passed. Again, as I have said repeatedly, the Republicans are 100% in charge of this process. They wrote this bill on their own and they are going to pass it on their own. And at the end of that marathon House Rules Committee hearing, Republicans voted the big, beautiful bill out of the Rules Committee and also passed a 40-page amendment that includes all kinds of changes. Now, some of the big ones include changing when the Medicaid work requirements take effect. This amendment changes the implementation of the Medicaid work requirements from January 1st of 2029 to no later than December 31st of 2026. It also increases the state and local tax deduction cap to $40,000 for those making $500,000 or less. Initially, the bill had a $30,000 cap for those making less than $400,000. There are also lots of changes to the green energy tax credits. And this amendment also renames that new MAGA account, which is a special government-issued savings account for kids. It changes the name to the Trump account. Right now, despite all the talk and all the back and forth from the hardline conservatives and the more moderate House Republicans, the House leadership believes they do have the votes to pass this bill. To the math. As you know, there are 435 members of the House of Representatives. After the November election, there were 220 Republicans and 215 Democrats. Well, since the election, there are currently 3 vacancies, and all 3 of the vacancies are right here on the Democratic side. Those 3 vacancies are because 3 Democrats have passed away since the election. So now the Democrats are not at 215, they're actually at 212. So if all members are present and voting for the big, beautiful bill, which is a big if given that it's happening overnight, but let's just say all members are present and voting. The magic number the House Speaker needs to reach is 217. He needs 217 yes votes to get this bill passed. Well, we can count all of these Democrats as a no. So that means Speaker Johnson is going to have to get 217 from up here, which means he can only afford to lose 3 votes. So he can have 3 of his own members vote no on this bill and still get it passed. And it looks like because of all the haggling and all of the negotiating that's been happening throughout the day, including with President Trump at the White House, and because of this amendment that was passed in the House Rules Committee that I just told you about, it looks like this is going to pass in the wee hours of the morning.